God, I love that opening. Hey guys, and welcome to my review of Naruto Shippuden episode 383. And we begin the chapter exactly where we left off last week with Hashirama's speech and the Kage kind of thinking about how the Shinobi Alliance has divinely brought all the villages together and become one, and they finally got a chance to fulfill that dream. And if they don't defeat Obito and Madara, then that's never going to happen. We go back to Naruto and Sasuke, and they're still trying to attack Obito. We just see Obito kind of just flying around, and Naruto and Sasuke in chase. And Naruto and Sasuke are syncing their attacks together. So we see Sasuke fire one of his Susanoo arrows, and Naruto fire a Biju bomb at the exact same point, so they can kind of combine their powers to defeat Obito. We then cut to Shikamaru, and he's on the floor still passed out, and we get this little moment of Sakura trying to heal him, and we go inside kind of like Shikamaru's monologue, and he's talking about how he can't see his dad yet. We have this nice little touching moment. This is probably my favourite bit of the episode, in all honesty, because we have Shikamaru, you can see the light. We finally get a touching moment of him like accepting his dad's death, because we haven't really had that because of the war. Like, he had to just shake it off and keep going, but now he's just like, Dad, I can't join you yet, I've still got a job to do. And we see him looking at Naruto and remembering all the things Naruto's done. So we see that Shikamaru didn't realise Naruto was alone until later on in his life, and that because now that they are such good friends, he never wants Naruto to go back to that, so he never wants Naruto to be alone again. And that because once Naruto becomes a Hokage, he will need an advisor. We get this nice little moment of him comparing Naruto to Hashirama, which we get a lot, but we get like to see the opposite. So why Naruto is different to Hashirama, in the fact that Hashirama had his younger brother to be his advisor and have someone there to support him, and Naruto doesn't have that. And Shikamaru wants to fill that void. He wants to fill that position of Naruto's advisor and help him any way he can. And it was just a nice little moment, and it's rare that we see Shikamaru express his feelings, and I just thought it was a really touching moment, and especially when Shikamaru just snaps out of it and stands back up. He just forces himself back up and knows what he has to do, and just says, "Sorry Dad, I've got a job to do," pretty much. And it's just a really touching moment. I really enjoyed that part of the episode. We do have a moment with Tsunade and the first Hokage, and the first Hokage saying sorry because he's failed everyone and his problems from the past has affected his grandchildren. And Tsunade basically says to him, yeah, but so have your ideals, so have your will of fire has been passed on to each generation. So he's not all to blame, because they wouldn't be fighting as well as they are now if it wasn't for the first Hokage. We get all the Kages arrive at their different positions, and we get a nice little moment of them inspiring each of their troops. So we have the Unuki inspiring the Hidden Stone, saying the earth is on their side and they can use the earth to their advantage. We get the Raikage remembering when he first met Naruto, and when Naruto bowed his head to make him forgive Sasuke, and he kind of compares it to when the first Hokage bowed his head to all the other Kage at the first summit, and it's kind of like a nice little comparison between the two. And he kind of sees that Naruto may have a perfect, like he may be perfect to become Hokage, and then he inspires his troops and runs in. We also get a bit with the Mizukage and Gaara, which Gaara remembers a bit about Naruto as well, to inspire himself and make it inspiration to his troops. And they all run in to attack the God Tree. And then we quickly cut back to Kakashi, who we haven't seen for a while now, and he's finally sewed up all his wounds. He's not perfectly healed, but he has managed to stop the bleeding, and he's still just stuck there in the other dimension. Then we cut back to Hashirama, and he's basically looking at Naruto and kind of saying Naruto has united everyone. He is the one that managed to fulfill his dream, pretty much. Like, he united everyone, and everyone wants to protect Naruto. And it's kind of cool, because I like moments like this with Naruto and everyone seeing what he's done, because obviously Naruto is a character that at the beginning in part 1 he was always alone, and he's finally inspired everyone to respect him, and it's just nice to see how far he has come from the first ever episode. And it was just kind of like a nice little touching moment. If the first Hokage acknowledges you, then you know you've done something right. The next moment we get is between Orochimaru and the third Hokage. The third Hokage asks Orochimaru what he plans to do. Is he just going to stand here and spectate the whole war and see what happens? And Orochimaru says to him that he has no interest in this war whatsoever, which he said before when he first arrived. And but he goes on to say that if Obito wins this battle, then his laboratories will be destroyed and he'll have nothing to do. So he decides to step in, and for nostalgia's sake, he decides to team up with the third, saying that finally we can work together again as master and student. And it was a nice little scene because every time we've seen the third and Orochimaru, they've been enemies, and we know they've had a student-pupil relationship in the past, obviously, because the third trained them, and we know he cared for him, especially in their fight in the tuning exams. We know the third really cared for Orochimaru, and this is the first time we can finally see them work together. We cut back to the Sasuke, Naruto and Obito fight, and Sasuke and Naruto are continuing to chase Obito down, and they are beginning to sense his movements. They're finally able to see where Obito is going to end up. So they both go in for a big attack, but they are blocked by the spheres on Obito's back. He like forms them into these little shields and then forces them out to grab Naruto and Sasuke by the neck. We then go into a monologue of Kakashi, and he's talking about why Obito has been doing what he's doing. So we're seeing why is he tested Naruto so much. What is he trying to confirm by talking to Naruto? And we've seen this in the past. We know he's trying to confirm something, but Kakashi goes on to say that Naruto is the Obito fell from his path. He felt so much pain that he fell from his path, which we know about with Rin, and how he's trying to force Naruto, who he sees is similar to Obito's old self. He's trying to force Naruto in a situation similar to what Obito felt, to see if he comes with the same outcome. And we all know Naruto won't do that. We know Naruto, if he's pushed to the edge, like, he'll always stick by his ninja ways, stubborn. He will never fall from the way he is, really. And it's just that Obito is still in shock at the fact that Naruto isn't wavering whatsoever, and that's why he continues to force Naruto till the breaking point, just to confirm that there is a shinobi out there that can endure anything and still stick by their will of fire. Obito then slams them both into the ground and creates this massive crater. He stands up and begins another speech and another stab at Naruto about how everything will turn to hatred. His friends will betray him. His friend did betray him with Sasuke, and how he went into the darkness with Jiraiya, like he wanted revenge. And how, like, once the shinobi alliances, once the war is over, the shinobi alliance will break up and all the villages will start attacking each other again, back in the past. So he's going, why would you want to live in this world? Like, what are you fighting for? And he's trying to, like, get Naruto to explain himself and see what, like, he just can't understand why Naruto is fighting as hard as he has for a cause that Obito sees is a lost cause, really. He just stands up and he just goes, this is my ninja way. And we just cut to Sasuke walks up to Naruto, and they both activate. Naruto activates his Biju mode and Sasuke activates his Susanoo, and we see that the Ninetales face and the Susanoo are beginning to overlap each other, and the episode cuts there. So that was the episode, and the episode was okay. It wasn't the best episode of Naruto, it wasn't the worst episode of Naruto. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5. It was just a lot of talking and a lot of information we already know about. We know all about the Kage and how they now respect Naruto. We found that out while they sent Naruto after Toby back during the Madara fight, and it was just kind of just reused information, and it was okay. I like seeing stuff like this, but I think they could have put focus more on the fight, and we could have seen a lot more of that, because we haven't really actually seen a lot of this fight. It's been more centered on the Shinobi Alliance than on Naruto and Sasuke, especially since the God Tree's been in play. But overall, I did like the scene with Shikamaru. I thought it was a really well done scene, and it's probably my favourite part of the episode. But apart from that, it kind of dragged a little bit. But overall, it was a okay episode. If you like this review, please like and subscribe for more Naruto videos. So I'll be back probably Saturday for my Fairy Tail anime review. But until then, I'll see you guys there. Cheers, bye.